Good morning, love muffins. We're going to do some tarot this morning. Call in all the light workers that need a powerful, uplifting message, that need some clarity in their lives, that need to know why it is they're being put through whatever it is that's happening in your life specifically. If you feel drawn to my energy, come on in and see what the messages are. Yesterday, or the day before, was one of the most powerful lives I've ever done. It was almost an hour, and it was pretty intense, so I don't think I'll be going live that long today, but I do feel like I'm supposed to get some messages out for the collective. I'm actually being guided to start with a channeled message, which is totally unexpected, and I don't even have one in particular in mind, but I'm just going to pull the first one I see and trust the Spirit is guiding me. So let's see what channeled message Spirit wants me to read out loud. Here we go. Sometimes it's just nice to bask in the feeling of someone saying I love you without having to offer anything in return, without having to reassure them in any way, but rather just lay there in receiving mode and let these words wash over you. To offer just a simple thank you and receive it as the gift that it is. So while I'm shuffling, I'm just going to talk about that. That message I channeled a long time ago, and that is for people who haven't really been able to receive love in their lives. People that have had a lot of conditional love, and people that have just been around people that were toxic or narcissistic or focused on themselves. And so it's time, a lot of you, anybody who heard that, this message is for you, and it's because it's time for you to receive. It's time for you to start receiving love, unconditional love, from people that reciprocate and honor you. Okay, so that was beautiful. It was a really short one. It's not the one I would have chosen from a conscious place, but I'm glad it came out. Okay, we got a bunch of cards to begin with. 2 cups, the devil, 4 swords, and I think we're going to start there because this is all about rest. And a lot of you guys know, there's just a random card that popped out also, the Queen of Swords. A lot of you guys understand that right now is a weird time, like in between worlds. Oops. Where it's like, okay, it's kind of like we're being pulled away from an old reality. And as we're being pulled away from this old reality, we kind of need to take a moment to breathe and pause and reflect. So before we dive into this new life, it'd be like if you went straight from grade school to middle school or middle school to high school without any break in between. There has to be some kind of break in between. So right now is the break in between. So if you're wondering why things are on pause, if you're wondering why you're exhausted, if you're wondering why, you know, not many of your friends are calling you, or certain things keep getting canceled, for example, or rescheduled, it's because it's time for you to rest. And you could be coming out of this rest mode and you might be about to hit the ground running. So things might start to pick up again. But right now is the time for you to reflect on your life so far, on everything that's happened, on how you got where you are right now. For example, I'm in Los Angeles. I just moved here from a small town, Ashland, Oregon, which is where I'm from. Now I live in West Hollywood, right off Sunset Boulevard. It's very, very different from anything that I've done. It's not really my scene in terms of city, like I'm not a city girl anymore. I've lived in a lot of cities, I'll be honest. But I thought I was done with that part of my life. And here I am. So now I'm kind of looking back over the last year and a half, understanding that each piece that moved was to get me here. Okay, so you're supposed to reflect on each little piece of your life, why it brought you where it did, and to make peace with it as well. Because you're being invited somewhere new, okay? All of these cards want to come out with this part. You're being guided, I should say, somewhere new. Just like I got guided here. This wasn't a choice. I'm guided by Spirit. I'm a full-time servant of the divine. Okay, so I listened to my inner guidance, even though it's not really what I wanted. I'm happy that I did. And you will be too, is what I'm hearing. If you walk away from the things that don't serve you, okay, anything toxic, anything that's comfortable in a toxic way, sometimes we get stuck. So say, for example, you're a hoarder. Or just take, for example, a hoarder. Someone who gets really comfortable living in chaos. and then they start to feel like they need it in order to feel safe. Okay, that's kind of what happens psychologically. They become attached to these piles of things that really don't matter in the grand scheme. That's a toxic habit. Okay, so it could seem like comfort, but it's not. It's time to break away from comfort, our comfort zone. It's time to walk away from the toxic patterns of our past, addiction, codependence, relationships with people that don't serve us, that aren't honoring us, to walk away to the things that are, all right? The things that are meant for us, the people that are gonna honor us. I'm also seeing this rainbow as like an era of peace, kind of harmony. You're walking into an era of harmony, okay? From your inner guidance, you're being guided into it. Yeah, and in the pile that I pulled is the Six of Swords with the Six of Wands. This represents a refugee in a boat in the traditional tarot, being taken somewhere safer by a guide. This represents basically being removed from a toxic situation and being taken somewhere that is going to benefit you in the long run. And look at where you're headed, right into the spotlight. Okay, and whether you want to be in the spotlight or not, some of you don't, some of your souls signed up to do this, okay? And it doesn't have to be in a traditional sense. You could be a writer, you could write in your own home in the darkness alone, and then publish these books and share them. And that could be your version of being in the spotlight. The point is that your energy is meant to be shared. And that's why Spirit's saying you're being removed from whatever toxic situation you were in, because a lot of you guys were getting stuck in old paradigm energy and feeling comfortable there, but you were actually trapped. Spirit's like, nah, dude, you don't belong there. You belong here. And this also represents to me just feeling successful, feeling victorious. It represents arriving at your destination. You know what I mean? Feeling accomplished. You're about to be celebrating with your loved ones. Soul families coming in to, I heard, guide you home. It's time to step into your power and invite in your soul family, because these are people that you've been waiting for your whole life. A lot of you guys have felt really alone or just like an outcast your whole life. That's because you were never meant to fit in. You're not meant to be like other people. You're meant to pave your own way. You're meant to be unique. And the reason why it's important is because you're meant to stand out. And through standing out, you're going to attract other people that stand out, other kind of weirdos, if you will. And as a weirdo, I'm saying that as a compliment. Okay, you're going to attract other weirdos. But there's some stagnation in your life right now, is kind of what I'm feeling. And I'm getting that it's because there's still a part of you holding on to old patterns of fear and lack and unworthiness that might be keeping you bound up like this person here, which they're fully free to remove this blindfold, but they're choosing in a way to stay stuck and stay blind. And it's because it's comfortable. It's the same thing I was talking about with the devil here. We need to get out of our comfort zone. We need to allow Spirit to guide us somewhere safer. Even if to our logical brain it doesn't seem safer, it is. Getting out of our head and into our heart is going to be what moves things forward. Stepping out of our fear and our lack mentality and into our leadership, into our power, into our confidence is what is going to move things, is what is going to lead to this rebirth, this spiritual awakening. Okay, a lot of us are going through a spiritual awakening. This is a period of time when we're walking away from what didn't serve us. So if you can look at your life as a whole and say, my relationships, my friendships, my jobs, whatever it is that you've been dealing with, haven't really made me happy. They haven't really been working. That's a pretty good sign that you're ready to start over and start fresh, okay? And it doesn't mean that you can't take any of those people with you eventually, but there's going to be a period of time in between where you really have to get to know yourself without them, to kind of let yourself be reborn alone, and then invite people back in if you wish. But right now, it's time to kind of separate yourself from whatever was making you feel like things weren't working, because it's time to try something new. They do say that the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. It's time to start creating a different recipe for your life by setting intentions, by emptying your cup of what doesn't serve you, and by stepping into the unknown, okay? It's time to step into the unknown and just follow your instincts, all right? Whether you believe in God or your higher self, oh, thank you. It's time to branch out and start focusing your energy, just like this person is using their hands to kind of manipulate energy. Focus your energy and intention, much in the way that I'm focusing mine on you. It's like, I know you can feel it in a way, even if you don't understand why. I'm focusing my energy and attention on you right now, and I can feel energy leaving my palms and permeating the space in between, even though we're at a distance. Our energy is powerful. Our intention is powerful. When we set an intention, it does, not just from our palms, but from our body, energy body, from our mind, it does permeate the energy around us. So it's time for you to start setting your intentions. Like, wake up every morning and set your intentions with spirit, with your guides, with your higher self if you don't believe in God. And just say, today I want to bring in this energy. Today I want to call in this energy. Today I want to manifest this. Just be intentional. Don't just wander through your life and wonder why things aren't going well. It's time to be intentional. I'm being told to just channel right now. It's time to step into your power and recognize that you are the missing ingredient that you've been waiting for. And it's not the you that you've been, it's the you that you're becoming. So you're becoming some new version of you, and it's not just what you need, it's what the world needs, okay? You're meant to be in a high place so that you can be seen by a lot of people as you are reborn right now. Your rebirth is an important part of all of our ascension process. And even though you might see it as messy or embarrassing or whatever it is, because ascension is no fucking joke, it's not easy. Anyone on the outside can look in and laugh and make fun, but once they start going through it themselves, they're not going to be laughing anymore, because it basically makes you feel a little bit like you're losing your mind. Like everything you thought you knew is crumbling. Like the version of you that you assumed was who you'd be until you died, thank you, is no longer relevant anymore. And you kind of have to rediscover yourself like in the moment. Oftentimes without any real information, without any real understanding of what's happening. And the Spirit's saying that's why it's important for you to be seen, because other people need to have your example. I've shared my journey for the last 4.5 years publicly, including moments where I thought I was going crazy, including moments talking about seeing into other dimensions when I was crying, including moments where so many moments that were difficult to share, all right? So many moments. Some of those videos had nobody watch. Some of them had thousands of people watch. Like, it's been humbling, okay? My point is, it wasn't my choice, thank you, to do all of that. The Spirit asked me to, and my soul signed up to. So you're being asked now, I'm gonna cut the deck and just pull the card, to plant slow seeds toward the version of you that you wanna become, okay? It all starts with a small seed. I did that intention thing on purpose because I want you to know that when you set your intentions, it's a seed of potential. And you're saying, you don't have to do it with your hands out, but I'm showing you how intentions work, because I know you can feel it when I do this. That when you say, oh, I'm gonna say it now, hey Spirit, I want this to reach anybody who needs a powerful message, anyone who needs to align with me, be activated by me, inspired by me, work with me one-on-one, befriend me, collaborate with me. Okay, these are the kinds of things that I say when I wake up before I leave the house. Anybody I'm meant to meet, I do this. I talk about the kind of experience I want to have, the kind of energy I want to come back with, this type of thing. So this is what you're being encouraged to do, is to share your intention, to plant small seeds throughout the day, to get playful again, to dive into your creativity again, to become playful, childlike even, to have fun. And maybe even in a public way, maybe you're sharing your passion with the world because you want them to know what makes you joyful, what makes you lit up. And maybe it's not that you want them to know. Spirit wants them to know. Spirit wants them to know who you are, truly, not just who you show up as when you feel like it. And that's another reason why Spirit has pushed on me to share in moments that are not fun, because I'm being told to shuffle another deck, because it's not just about our agenda. Spirit's saying it's not about our agenda. It's about helping the collective heal. Oh, look at that. Something, wow, there's one card flipped over and it's the 9 of Cups. Wish fulfillment, okay? You're here to unlock your wish fulfillment by choosing the new path. This represents a choice. Somebody trying to decide between the old life and their new life. Someone trying to decide whether to free themselves and take off this blindfold and put these swords down and basically walk away from whatever toxic situation or whatever situation that they've outgrown to the life of their dreams. And I'm here to tell you that you are meant to let go and walk into the life of your dreams. Okay? This isn't just a fictitious person. This represents you. That's why when I picked up this deck and there was only one card flipped over, it was this card with this card behind. There are no coincidences. Okay? This is you. Manifesting your dreams because you chose the path forward, not the path backward or the path that stays still. We're not meant to stay still. We're meant to expand and grow. You're not here to be like an average person. Nothing you've seen so far represents who you came here to be, because you're a pioneer for a new era. All right, I'm channeling all of this. You don't represent anything you've seen, which is why nobody understands you. You are here to represent a new era that has never existed before. And so it's important, it's really, really important for you to make this decision to leave the old behind. Okay, this is the time for you to invest in your healing and growth. And if you feel called to my energy and you want to work with me one-on-one, I do encourage you to reach out through my website, all right, sacredmuseproject.com. Please don't get scammed by one of the many people pretending to be me. But do invest in your healing, invest in your growth, because this is what you're ultimately meant to unlock, your wish fulfillment. You're not an average person. It's not an average moment. You're meant to walk away from anything that isn't serving you, all right? This isn't made up. You're here to bring your dreams to reality by wishing them into being, by believing in them. Are you fucking serious? By understanding that you're powerful, way more powerful than you realize, by understanding that you have all the tools you need in order to succeed. But by understanding that you're a magical being here to create magic on this earth, to show other people how it's done. To free yourself from the mental bondage, to free yourself from the burdens of the past, to stop staring in the direction of the things that haven't gone well, and to start collaborating with others again. Some of you guys have just been removed from humanity for way too long, and I totally fucking get it. You've been in your strength, you've been in your strength era, powering through. But now we're creating a new reality, and we're doing it for the benefit of everyone. Okay, again, wishing our dreams into being, imagining them into being. You're here to create a new world, all right? You are powerful, you are the magician. You're here to create a new world for all of us by doing it for yourself first, by learning how to love and heal yourself. And again, if you feel aligned with me, that's because we signed up to work together. Or you just signed up to recognize me through my videos and watch them and help it. And they're here to help you grow and inspire you. But some of you guys are meant to unlock some of your untapped potential right now by investing in your own healing and growth, and sharing the journey with other people around you. Okay, so maybe you just start talking about what you're going through. Maybe you don't have a lot of wisdom to share yet, but you just want to share what you're going through. Do you know how much value people get out of that? They get a lot of value out of it, because right now some of those people think that they're crazy. Right now some of those people think they're the only ones going through this awakening, this spiritual awakening and ascension. When you get on wherever you're going to get on and share what you're going through, you give other people permission to also be having that same experience. You give them perspective. You give them hope. You show them that they're not alone. These things are valuable, more valuable than you realize. So even if you don't have the perspective of a teacher and a healer like me yet, though it's taken me fucking 10 years to get here, of concentrated work and dedication, don't be hard on yourself. You're still here to show people what rebirth looks like. And this is a rebirth card. This represents the collective rebirth, but it also represents you walking through a portal to a new life, a new you. A you that your soul signed up to be long before you incarnated on this planet, and now is guiding you forward by unraveling the old life you thought was you and who you were going to be, by basically ripping it out of your fingers, even though you probably don't want to watch it go. Some of you do, but I think our egos still get attached even to negative, toxic things. You're here to show people what rebirth really looks like, okay? You're here to represent strength and resilience. You're here to represent magic, inner child magic, creativity, power, spiritual power, the power of connecting with the divine, the power of standing in your gifts, the power of connecting with angelic presences, the power of balance and healing, the power of alchemy. A lot of you guys are alchemists, which means that you take energy, darkness, negativity, whatever it is that you've been given a lot of in your life, and you transmute it into magic, you transmute it into power, you transmute it into energy, okay? You alchemize it into something else. And as a person who grew up in darkness and toxicity and abuse and poverty, I didn't have a lot of resources to work with, but I worked with what I had, which was darkness, poverty, all the things I just listed, and I created magic out of it. Okay, unconsciously. I was a child, but this is what I did unconsciously. I was a very magical being. It's really sweet to look back and understand like how magical I really was. I didn't know. Nobody told me how to do that. It was just my soul came here. I'm guessing you're the same way. Look, we got 2 angels now. You're surrounded by angelic energies. And it's because Spirit's saying we're about to go through a massive awakening. You're here to help lead the collective through this death rebirth, okay? Even if it is just as a person who's also going through it, all right? It doesn't mean you have to be way, way ahead of them. You could just be wow, okay, this is loud. This is for some of you, pay attention, okay? If this resonates for you the way it just did for me, you might feel like crying. You might feel overwhelmed. Some of you guys are meant to stand up and share your journey of spiritual awakening while you're going through it, because people need to know. It's like you're a leader. We're all going through it together, but you're the leader. I can't explain it. The people I'm talking to aren't really far ahead. They're just the ones who are brave enough to stand up and share the experience publicly. Okay? That's what you're meant to do now. Those of you that feel called, and you feel called to what I'm saying right now, this is for someone in here. I feel like it's for multiple of you. You're meant to stand up and share the experience as you go through it, not necessarily to lead them through it, but to be a voice for this awakening. And I can't explain how not heavy, like maybe it was heavy because other people needed it, but it was powerful, it was potent. This energy is needed, okay? I'm gonna shuffle these. Then the point is, stop hiding. It's time to stop hiding. It's time to come out from the shadows. It's time to come back out into the land of the living. And again, moving from small town Oregon to freaking basically downtown LA and having basically a roommate, at least somebody that I see every day. I share a kitchen and a bathroom with him. This is very different for me. I've been living alone for years now. Thank you so much. I've been isolated as fuck for like at least half a decade, and on a smaller scale, pretty freaking isolated for a decade now. I get it. It's hard to be around humans sometimes, but Spirit's saying it's safe to come out now. And fast movement happens when you make the decision to move toward your dreams, okay? Fast movement happens when you have faith in yourself and in this path. Fast movement happens when you get on your horse and ride and start trusting the process, start trusting your instincts, start trusting your gut, start trusting your guides, okay? Because you are guided and you're magical as fuck, okay? You're powerful and you're here to alchemize. Again, she's taking water from one place and pouring it somewhere else. To me, this represents alchemy, moving energy, purifying, balancing, healing. This also represents you being the star, you being in the spotlight, you being powerful, you being seen, just like the star in the sky. This represents you being a magical being on this planet that's here to help us heal and love ourselves and create a new reality for all of us. Through honoring ourselves, through standing in our power, through having boundaries, through having a sense of peace and ease and grace, through staying calm even in situations that are challenging, through staying balanced and steadfast, through expressing ourselves honestly and with power, instead of giving our power away to make other people feel comfortable, standing in our power even when it makes other people feel uncomfortable. This is what you're here to do. And you're going to move energy. You're moving energy for the entire collective when you do this. All right? You're moving energy and you're choosing a new path by doing this. You're showing people what this process really looks like, and it's not going to be pretty, and you don't have to look pretty doing this, because this isn't a process that's meant to look pretty. And again, go and watch my videos of me crying and having meltdowns. I do share this. I do share it. Especially on YouTube, it'll be easier to find. Sacred Muse Project. But my point is that that's part of my job too. And you know what? It isn't pretty and it isn't fun, but it's important. And I didn't get on here to do anything because it's pretty or fun. I do it because it's needed. All right, you're needed. Your movement creates movement in the collective. I'm seeing like a wave of energy moving and shifting. Like when a gust of wind comes and rustles the curtains, that's what your energy is doing to the collective right now. It's like, whoosh. You matter, okay? Your choices matter. If you choose to stay stuck, energy stays stuck around you. Energy stays stuck in a lot of different directions around you. You're meant to start moving and the energy will move around you. I don't know how to explain this. It's kind of like you're at the center of everything. And it's not because you're more special than anyone else, but it's because your soul signed up to Thank you. To be a beacon of light during a time when the world really needed it. It's because your soul is a badass warrior, as I often say, who came here to change the world. I'm going to flip 2 of these off the top and 1 off the bottom. You're here to, yeah, exactly, be celebrated. 1 more, hermit. I don't know where to put this. I don't have a lot of space, darling. You're here to go inward and do the healing. You're here to show people what solitude can do for you, even though some of you are meant to come out now. Some people have never gone inward, so they don't know. A lot of you guys have been only inward, away from everyone. Now it's time for you to come back out into the world and show people why going inward is important. Meditation, prayer, quiet time, yoga, anything that's mindfulness based. And I'm really glad to hear that you've been crying happy tears. I don't usually look at comments. That's because they usually distract me, but I'm getting better at this. So yeah, crying is good. Crying is good. You're purging old energy from your body. I've been crying a lot too. It's a huge part of it. Don't think there's anything wrong with you. I know that you weren't saying that, but anyone else who's been crying a lot, that's part of this process you have to release. And that's also what I'm saying, is that when you go inward and do all that work, you get to report back. And then when other people tell you that they've been going through it, you're going to be able to have compassion and basically guide them through, or at least show them that the way they're going is the right way. A lot of people hit a wall. They hit a wall of darkness and they're like, oh my God, I must be going the wrong way. And Spirit wants you to be the one, or me in this case, be the one to tell someone that doesn't know that that's actually the first sign that you're on the right path. When you start getting triggered into healing, when you start feeling emotional, when you start hitting walls of darkness and feeling trapped, that's your spirit guides trying to get you to break past those barriers and break free completely of those barriers of anxiety, of fear, of old paradigm energy. You're breaking free to the other side. I'm hearing you're setting the precedent for everyone. You're guiding everyone forward. It's going to lead to victory. It's going to lead to celebration. Okay, so when we're all on the other side of this awakening, we're going to be able to celebrate together that we made it through. A, that we found each other. B, because a lot of us have felt like absolute aliens since day one on this planet, and maybe we've never even felt like we're understood by one human. And as sad as it is to say, I do feel like I can say that. But I can also say that through doing this work, I'm calling in all kinds of other aliens and weirdos and people who felt isolated and, neurodivergent people who just never really fit in. I'm calling them all to me through doing this work authentically. And so we're all going to be celebrating when we get to the other side. You're going to be part of that celebration by standing in your power, by putting down all of your wands, this wounded warrior energy of like, I'm not safe on Earth. I'm not safe with other humans, to being celebrated publicly for how brave you were, for how determined you were, for how you never gave up, for how victorious you've been in your pursuit of happiness, of healing, of changing the world, of showing up for your soul path, of being in service to the divine, of following something higher, of surrendering to the path. You're meant to be celebrated publicly, but you do have to allow yourself to be seen first. And you can't be seen if you're hiding behind a lot of walls. So it's time to come out now. It's safe to come out now. I'm hearing the King of Cups just fell on the ground. It's safe to come out, safe to feel your emotions. Thank you so much. It's safe to find balance in moments of strife, okay? And I do talk about what I go through because I need you to know. I'm not just some warrior over here who's done with all the work. Like, I walked away from a 100K business into poverty, into homelessness, basically, because Spirit asked me to. And the past 2 years have been me trying to find my feet in this new reality that I'm creating as I'm creating it. It's like a video game, Super Mario Brothers, where you're like jumping from cloud to cloud and you're just, you're like up there in the ether creating new worlds. It's not like anything we've ever seen. And the point is that at this particular moment, I have a couple $100s in the bank. And I'm surrendered. I'm living in a studio outside of somebody else's house, and we're doing a little trade for now, and we're collaborating on some potential projects involving media and shows in this Hollywood area because this person's involved. This is a soul family connection. My point is that Spirit's guiding me away from what I would normally want by not giving me the resources that I thought I needed in order to make this happen. But it's good because I'm creating a new reality because of it. If we were given everything we thought we needed, I was going to say everything we needed, everything we thought we needed we wouldn't change anything, right? Think about it. People that stay in nice hotels when they go on vacation and have a driver, they never actually meet anyone. They don't actually do anything locals do. You know what I mean? That's not traveling. That's not experiencing something. When you go places and you don't have what you need, you're more resourceful. You're more open. You're more, like if you don't have friends, for example, you have to go out and meet people. You have to go out and try. It's time for us to get out of our comfort zone. I moved here without any contacts, without any friends. I basically hitchhiked here with my cat because I don't drive. I'm a non-driver. It was a 12-hour drive and Spirit guided me to the perfect person, but it took a month and a half for me to find a ride. No kidding, a month and a half. But it wasn't a waste of time because Spirit needed me where I was to do the work I was doing there. Everything was in divine timing and I see that now. The person who drove me here was basically an angel. All right, and if you're watching, I love you. And I believe we're gonna be friends for a long time. And same with the person I'm living with. My point is it all works out. It doesn't work out the way your ego thinks it should. It works out in a different way that actually benefits you more. And the money's coming. All that stuff is coming for me and for you. It's not that you're not going to have it. It's not that it's never going to come. It is coming. It's just not going to come in the time that you think it's going to come. Thank you. It's going to come. Ooh, that's pretty. It's going to come when you're good and ready for your next lesson. Okay, so you are being put through lessons to learn and grow, not to be punished. So if you're like, yeah, if you're like, no, I'm not doing anything else until I get X, Y, and Z. A lot of you guys say that in my comments. I've seen it. That's when nothing happens. That's when stagnation happens. That's when apathy happens. When you say, all right, fuck it. Spirit told me to move to LA, even though I don't want to, even though I straight up didn't want to. I was like, I guess I'll move there for a couple months. I'll just see what it's about. I don't have to stay. I put all my shit in storage and I moved here because Spirit asked me to. And you know what? I'm so fucking happy I did. I'm having fun. I'm trying something new. I'm creating a new reality. And you know what? I'm out of my comfort zone, but it's a good thing. It actually feels really good. And I wouldn't have predicted it, man. I'm an empath and a sensitive introvert and a bit of a socially awkward person who doesn't really like cities anymore. And I don't drink and I'm not a partier. And there's just so many things that I don't do that are a part of city culture. And just I'm a pedestrian full time because I don't drive, and this is like the worst place you can live as a non-driver in my opinion. But I moved here anyway because Spirit wanted me to, and you know what? It's all working out. Man, it's just crazy what happens when you let go and trust. And this is kind of my point, is that I'm guiding you while I'm still walking through it. I might be a little ahead of some of you guys, but I'm still walking through it, and here I am guiding. You can do both. The tower's falling for the whole world. This is a period of time where everything's crumbling, but it's not because we're dying off. It's not because the world is ending. It's because the world that we've been living in is ending to create a better one. And you know what? Everything has to crumble first. And it's not going to be pretty and it's going to feel scary, but ultimately we're safe. We're held. We're divinely guided. And you know this. You know this. The 4 of Cups came out again with the 6 of Cups. Hold on. My finger's blocking. Yeah. So the 3 of Swords. There's a lot of healing with Temperance and the 7 of Swords. There's a lot of healing. Ah, these are about to fall. Okay. That's happening right now on a collective scale, but also individually because they're connected, obviously. It's time for us to start getting curious about this process. It's time for us to start unraveling the mysteries of this moment. And that means internally in your subconscious mind, in your like physiology, in your memories, in your past, making peace, getting curious about your past. And again, I've had such a fucking crazy life, you guys. I was born into such severe poverty and darkness. Like, it's kind of hard for me to even fathom how I became a light at all. Ooh, I feel emotional. I know I'm saying I'm being guided to say this for somebody's benefit. And I feel like it might be somebody who makes a lot of excuses about why they can't succeed. And I'm telling you, I seriously was given nothing. I was given darkness and trauma and a lot of hardships. But I got curious anyway, and I wanted to explore anyway, and I wanted to keep pushing forward anyway, and I wanted to see what was on the other side. And so that is what has gotten me here. Drive, courage, curiosity, all right, and faith. I've also been plugged into my higher self since I was a little kid. Because when we're kids, we're most plugged into our soul, we're most plugged into our gifts, we're most plugged into spirit. Even if we don't know words, we don't understand what we're plugged into, we don't get what's happening, We are plugged in. It's time for you to plug back into that inner child of yours. It's time for you to plug back into that curiosity. It's time for you to let go of this apathy and try something new. Okay? If you've been sitting in a lot of apathy and excuses and victim mentality, it's time to let it go. Okay? That's not cute. I say that all the time. It's not cute. One of the benefits of growing up in the crazy house I did grow up in was that it was militant in that we weren't allowed to be weak. We weren't allowed to show emotion. Even if something horrible happened, I was told, don't be a victim. Okay, so I had a bloody, like I stepped on a nail, it went halfway through my foot was all covered in blood. I was 8 years old, and my mom told me, don't be a victim. So I was taught, you're not allowed to show emotion, you're not allowed to feel pain, you're not allowed to complain, you're not allowed to do anything. But at the same time, it created a fucking warrior in me. I don't complain about small things, because I'm a warrior, because I was raised that way. And even though I could complain about being raised that way, I know that it ultimately benefited me. I know that my soul signed up to have that reality so that I could be a fucking leader and a warrior. So that I wouldn't be the kind of person that broke down after something bad happened. I'm a survivor, okay? That's just one tiny, tiny, tiny example of being told not to emote or be weak or vulnerable. But my point is that my whole life was like that. My whole life was like that. It's time to make amends with your past. It's time to heal. It's time to grow. It's time to expand. It's time to go back and make peace with your inner child. It's time to reparent your inner child. It's time to be curious. See how this person is just kind of watching this unfold? It's time to try something new. It's time to let spirit guide you and carry you higher. You're not meant to be on the ground suffering. Okay, you're meant to get a higher perspective. You're meant to heal your heart. You're meant to let go of the wounds and start getting curious about what the wounds are teaching you. To not let them stop you. And again, being raised the way I was never an option. Okay, I was barely 15 when my mom told me that I was going to be homeless and that I wasn't going to have a place to live with her. Barely 15. I just turned 15 a couple days before. Then I had to make peace with the fact that I didn't have a home, that I had to wander the streets at night wondering where I was going to sleep. No joke, this happened. Surrounded by predators, adult men who were preying on me. I would end up sleeping at somebody's house and they would take advantage of me. This was my life. I had to be strong to get through it. Has it been easy? No. But you know what? I'm a fucking warrior because of it. So don't give up. You are powerful. You just have to heal your heart. You just have to make peace with what you've been through. You just have to find the silver lining. And you have to guide others through the pain that you've been through, not as a victim, but as a victor. Because you are a victor. And you are an angel. You're an earth angel. This message came out the other day. You're an earth angel. You're guided by angels, and you are a walking angel without wings. You're here to lead us and guide us through love. You're here to lead us and guide us through your patience, your perseverance, your divine connection. A lot of you guys are real tapped into the divine. You're here to help us connect to God. You're here to help us connect to the earth. You're here to help us connect to angels. Okay, much like me, you channel messages from angels probably, or you see into other dimensions like me as well. You might have all the clairs like me and just be wildly psychic, or you might just have a couple, but whatever you have, you're meant to share. Okay, and you're probably going to end up leading and guiding people one-on-one like I do too. And if you are interested in working with me, go to sacredmuseproject.com. Okay, but it's time to get moving. It's time to get moving. It's time to let go of the pain of the past. If you've been manipulated and hurt like I have, it's time to let those swords down and understand that that moment is gone. It served a purpose, and now you're on to better things. Now you get to lead by example and share the journey from a perspective of a winner. Someone who's already been through it, who succeeded anyway, who didn't let it defeat them, okay? And as a person who came from nothing, I've been an entrepreneur since I was 20. I've made a lot of money doing things the way that other people would never have guessed, doing things other people thought were crazy. And you know what? It's because I had inside information from God. I didn't understand that at the time. I've always been guided. And other people doubted me. It's time to start listening to your inner guidance and not listening to other people and their projections on you. Okay, this represents old, stagnant energy, manipulative energy, darkness, toxicity. Let it go. You're better than that. You don't need it anymore. It served its purpose. Fast movement's coming after a period of stagnation. God is on your side. You have divine guidance and assistance, okay? You're here to lead millions, I'm hearing. You're here to lead us into the Great Awakening. You're here to guide us out of this slow season of darkness into the season of light, into the season of love, into the season of divine love, unconditional love. And I also just want to apologize because there are some workmen outside my window now. I'm going to cut it short probably because of that. But for now, just bear with me. If you don't currently follow me, please do. I'm also on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook at Sacred Muse Project and at Sophia Marie Harrington. On Facebook, you want to go to Sophia Marie Harrington probably. Queen of Pentacles. It was in reverse, but I just think that's because some of you guys just don't know how to jump off the cliff to this new beginning. You have all the stability off the cliff to this new beginning. You have all the stability is waiting for you, but it's him stepping off the cliff, okay? I share all this stuff with you so you know I already did it. I've done it multiple times. All I've ever really done is jump off cliffs and be reborn. That's pretty much what my life purpose has been, to be reborn over and over and over again. It's not fun. People don't understand you. You're often going to be the only person making these choices and decisions, but you're a pioneer. Thank you. You're a pioneer. You're meant to do things differently. You're not meant to be like other people. You're not meant to be the way that other people want you to be. You're here to pave your own way, okay? And that means that you go out on a limb and you do things differently. That you don't let other people's idea of what you should be or how you should show up impact you in any way that's going to help, like that's going to change your decision or make a decision for you. It's time for you to listen to your truth. It's time for you to speak your truth. It's time for you to start channeling and speaking these out into existence. If you're only channeling in your own head, it doesn't count. You have to open your mouth. You have to let it out. You have to share it. You have to hear it. You have to heed it. Okay? It's time for you to start letting light fall on the darkness that you've been in by letting God in, okay? Letting the divine in, letting your higher self have a say, letting your soul guide you. And look, small seed becomes abundance. A small seed becomes wealth. You guys, some of you guys have known since you were little kids that you're here to unlock massive wealth. Even if it's not what you want consciously, you're here to do it because it's important. And who you're going to become afterward is important. Other people need to watch your example. They need to learn from you. They need to see your benevolent heart when you have all the money. They want to watch what you're going to do with it. You're not like other people. You're not just going to go buy a bunch of yachts and be some fat cat. You're here to help the world heal. You're going to use your resources to help us heal. And that doesn't mean you can't have nice things and go on vacations and have a nice life, especially if you've never had any of those things like me. You've just had a fucking tough life. You deserve to relax. You deserve luxury. But I also know that you're being given this seed because you're going to create massive wealth and you're going to change the world with it. Okay, and that's certainly what I'm going to do. My money is going to be my money, but it's also going to be everybody's money. God is going to tell me who to bless, when. God is going to tell me what to do with that money, and I'm planning on having millions of dollars extra to share with the world, to change the world. And I really do intend on changing it with my money. And if I didn't think I could do that, I wouldn't even want it. I wouldn't even want that kind of money because it comes with complications, but Spirit wants you to have it. Spirit's going to hand it to you. It's an opportunity and money because it comes with complications, but Spirit wants you to have it. Spirit's going to hand it to you. It's an opportunity. It's potential. But you have to be the one to bring it, to do something with it, to change the world with it, to ground it into something tangible. And I don't mean the money. I mean the seed of potential, whatever's going to be handed to you. Okay, it might be actual money, seed money, or it could be an idea Spirit gives you. You know what I mean? A channeled idea. It could be a business idea. It could be something along these lines that you take and you nurture and you bring to fruition. You create something magical out of this small seed. You create lasting legacy, legacy wealth, legacy abundance, okay? But you really are powerful. You're special. If you feel called to work with me, if you feel like we have a special rapport and we're meant to work together one-on-one, go to my website and check out my services. If you don't see anything that you can afford, but you still have some money to spend on your own healing, you can feel free to reach out to me through my website only or through my email on there, sacredmuseproject.com. Tell me what your budget is. Tell me who you are, what you're looking to work on, and maybe we can arrange something mutually beneficial that is not currently on my menu. I'm trying to branch out here. I feel like Spirit wants me to try new things with new people. And I'm not going to say yes to just anyone. I'm only going to say yes to people that feel divinely guided. So that's why it's important that you show up with intention. Tell me who you are, what your budget is. Put some energy and effort in. Otherwise, I will know that it's not right. I'll know that it's not for me. But if you also want to just book something that I already have on there, you're welcome to do that anytime. And I look forward to working with you. Again, sacredmuseproject.com. Please follow me if you don't already, and I'll see you next time, all right? I love you. Thanks for showing up. I feel your love today. I hope you have a beautiful day. Go spread some magic, all right? and I'll see you next time.